Hey guys, it's Becca, and today I wanted to come and talk a little bit about running. Things that I wear, gear, training plans, all those kinds of things. So let's start with shoes, shall we? I ran my very first longer distance race. It was the Shamrock Shuffle 8K in CrossFit Nanos, which if you know what CrossFit Nanos are, I wouldn't recommend it. They're totally flat bottom soles and they don't have any flexibility in the sole. I've always liked barefoot. I like running around with no shoes on. So on the one hand, it was kind of natural for me to gravitate towards CrossFit minimal style shoes. However, the inflexibility in the sole is not very good on your joints when you're running. So after that race, I switched and tried a few different shoes. I ended up with the Nike Free, and I wore those for several years. And after that, I switched to Vibram 5 Fingers. They're individual toed shoes. I personally believe that there's two types of people out there. There's the type of people that should buy shoes that are supportive for the way that your foot is and the way your gait is. And there are people who can be in tune enough to their body that we can adjust our stride to prevent further injury or damage as we go to a more minimalist shoe. I definitely fall into the second camp. I don't have anything crazy weird about my feet where I was concerned about long-term damage. I transitioned very slowly. That is so key. The very first time I ran them, I didn't even run a half mile. I did a little loop around my house. It happens to be a quarter mile. I did one little loop. I came home and I changed my shoes and then continued on my run. I only wore my Vibrams a couple times a week, and I slowly increased that distance. And at first I only wore Vibrams when I was running. And if you see me now, I have sandals that I wear. I have shoes that I wear in the gym in the winter that are Vibrams. So I live in Vibrams now. It was a very slow process. I can't stress that enough. It needs to be a slow process. Clothes make such a huge difference. When I first started running, I would wear tank tops in the summer with capri pants because that's what I owned. I had a few pairs of running shorts, and I'm not very big in the legs, but it still wasn't very comfortable to run longer distance in the shorts. So I, because of dance, had bought a pair of Athleta Salutation shorts, and they're like 7 inches long. Amazing. I run in them all the time. I do boot camp in them all the time. I wear them to the lake house to go boating. Like, it is just, they're the best. I love them. I have some 7-inch and I have some 5-inch. 5-inch are for dancing and 7-inch are for running. They even have pockets on the sides to hold my phone and my chapstick, so I don't need to wear like a belt to carry everything. It's great. When I first started running that first winter, I would wear a thermal shirt with a hooded sweatshirt on top, and I would wear a pair of tight kind of leggings because I didn't own many, and I would wear a pair of the original yoga pants. You know, the ones that are back now, sold as boot cut leggings. Yeah, yoga pants. I would wear those. And I would even sometimes have to like tight roll them or tuck them into my socks because otherwise there was too much flapping around and I would get my feet caught up in them. So I don't run in 2 pairs of pants anymore. I don't run in thermal shirts anymore. I have the Rainier tights. Those are the ones that I like. They're lined, but they're not fleece lined. They keep me pretty warm, and if I were to run in like below 0 wind chill, I would probably wear 2 pairs of pants still, not gonna lie, but probably not the Rainier because I don't think I need a second pair with that. I just need a little something more. Tops, I have cold gear from Under Armour and from Athleta, and that's like my base layer. And then it just depends on how cold it is. Sometimes I wear a vest. Sometimes I wear a hooded sweatshirt. Sometimes I wear a hot chocolate race jacket. I do have a like raincoat, snow coat that I wear. It needs to be below 30 for me to wear it when I'm running because otherwise I get too hot. So yeah, I've got lots of different things that I wear. Sometimes I just wear 2 base layer shirts. Ears, my ears get cold. So sometimes even when it's not winter, it's very windy, and the gaiters that everybody wears now, I've got the running ones, I've had them forever. I fold them up as a headband and I'll cover my ears if it's super windy. It still keeps my head to breathe. When I run in the dark, I put it on like a headband but across my forehead and put my headlamp on it because otherwise the headlamp digs into me. And then depending on how warm it is, I might leave my ears uncovered. If it's cold enough, I wear a hat, but a lot of times I heat up. So sometimes I'll start with a hat and then I'll take it off partway through the run because I start escaping too much heat. But then I have to be careful because sometimes it's better to just cover my ears and not wear a whole hat. It's dicey. I don't know what to say. So part of why I like the cold gear is because it wicks the sweat away from you so that you don't get cold with it on you. I also wear sweat wicking underwear. It's amazing. Just saying. Speaking of that, there's also the girls. We need to support them. When I first started working out, I used to wear the Playtex 18-hour bra that came like in the little box at JCPenney's. And then I would wear a regular racerback sports bra on top to kind of give a little bit of compression. And the Playtex would kind of give a little more separation and support. I have since invested in some better bras. I've heard really good things about She Fit lately from a couple of people actually, but I have the Victoria's Secret, they maximum support front close, so it's a clasp and then a zipper, and then I also have the Athleta Glory 2.0. I have both of them in a couple of different colors. I have some other ones too, but those are my 2 favorites. And then when it comes to my hair, I also I got a lot of hair, guys. It's getting long. So I'm a 1 braid or 2 pigtail braid kind of person. I don't French braid my own hair. When it's hot out, I like to braid it because then it's not sitting on my neck. And if I put it in a ponytail, sometimes it just still gets too knotty. In the winter, I always do the braids just from a knot factor, and the hat fits on my head a little better. So yeah, it's pretty much almost always braided. I don't like the high pony. I don't like the headache that it causes either. Not a fan of that. So the other things that I have when I go running are, my phone and then my earbuds. Yeah, but they don't go in my ears. I wear the titanium Trex. Titanium, yes. Aftershocks, Trex Titanium. They're jawbone conducting, so they sit on your jawbone. I wear those. I have my Polar watch, and I always listen to my music. I have my chapstick. I don't always run with water. I know I probably should run with water more frequently than I do, but I don't. And then my hands get really cold really easily. So I will bring dollar store stretch gloves on a run, even if it's 40 degrees. I might start with gloves on and then just take them off and stash them in a pocket. If I'm running super far and it's super hot, I do have a belt that has two little water bottles in the little pockets. And these days I always have a mask on me just because you never know. Chapstick is key though. A Kleenex. One of my running gloves has a little pocket on the outside and I stash Kleenex in it when I wear those gloves because sometimes you just gotta blow your nose while you're running. And I'm not a snot rocket kind of person. Sorry, I'm not. So yeah, that's a lot about what I wear and have when I run. So I'd love to hear from you. What do you run with?